tales. Around the room the dragons flew, but Annie and Max knew what to do. They climbed on the backs of their dragon friends. Now the adventures never end. Dragon tales, it's almost time for dragon tales. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland. There's Ford, he's the biggest, not so brave of heart. There's Cassie, so shy, also very smart. There's Zack and Wheezy, their tales are fun, 'cause you know two heads are better than one. Dragon tales, it's almost time for dragon tales. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland. Annie wished on a dragon scale, and that's what started Dragon Tales. Around the room the dragons flew, but Annie and Max knew what to do. They climbed on the backs of their dragon friends. Now the adventures never end. Dragon tales, it's almost time for dragon tales. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland. There's Ford, he's the biggest, not so brave of heart. There's Cassie, so shy, also very smart. There's Zack and Wheezy, their tales are fun, 'cause you know two heads are better than one. Dragon tales, it's almost time for dragon tales. Come along, take my hand, let's all go to Dragonland.
Hello. Oh, well that's weird. I'm turning off the cat cam. So one, I meant to turn it off before I switched because that cat is no longer in the bed. She is now in my lap. But then two, I'm not. The camera must have died or something since it was still showing her in it. Anyway, so welcome back to Deadfire. Um, I loaded into the game this time because it always takes so long on the initial load, so I loaded it while I was doing the loading screen, or the startup screen. Hi, Rosa. Yeah, Rosa's in my lap. Okay, so we are on the open sea. Our ship is a little bit injured. And we have some injured sailors. That's because we rammed a boat last time that we were supposed to come attack. So they should get healed over time. The boat should get healed by our... I don't know who heals the boat. Presumably the deckhands, I guess? The deckhands heal. Do we have anything else cool? We have colors, we have some sails. I wish this was... Could I just show everything other than this? Okay, I guess I can't. These are our colors. These are Principe colors in a bit. Alright, Okay, no, we don't have anything else special. Okay. Let's see here. So what all do we have in terms of quests? So we have a quest to go to Fort Deadlight. We have a quest to... Oh, wait, what? Oh, that's the person that I killed, and then I just have to return to her. Okay, I was like, I thought these all were ships that my bounties were for. Kara... Southwest of Port Manje. Dio, what are you doing? Oh, you're getting into that. Okay, bye, Rosa. Rosa's gonna go investigate this noise that Dio's making. Oh, I should do that. And I should post in the Discord. Be like, hi, we're playing. There we go. Okay. I always forget that. Okay. Oh, we can, okay. So, I didn't think about this when Chody said you wanted us to take us to a Luminous Pillar. We already know where a bunch of them are. So we can just, oh, we could have just done this in Nagataka. Didn't actually know that. Also, I didn't realize they have recommended companions for them, which is funny since it's like, it's her fucking quest, so... Oh, I guess this isn't, so that's interesting. I didn't realize it did had those. Oh. Huh. Huh. Oh. Explore the uncharted islands around Port Manje. Hmm. Oh god, I completely forgot, you know, when we were discussing this quest about Adair before, and I completely forgot, of course, the very operative thing was, the fact that the woman has a child, and Adair was like, how old is the child? I need to do some math. Totally forgot about that, which makes it even better. Yeah, we're not doing that. West, southwest, Crooks, okay, northwest, okay. So let's go south, we need to go south of Fort Manje, basically. And west, which is over here. Okay. Let's get to it. Alright, we're spending our supplies, our repair, on repairing our ship. There's an abandoned village over there. Oh, let's go over here. Let's go to this island. I think because... Oh, she's on this island. Okay. One of the things is that... So time doesn't pass for the boat when your... Time passes, but like... your boat checks don't move forward while you're not actually sailing around. Which is good in that you don't have to pay people, you don't lose supplies. Bad in that I'm assuming our ship also doesn't get repaired and our sailors don't get healed. Maybe they do, though. I mean, we're not going to be on this island long enough for it to matter, but... Oh, they are getting repaired and healed. Never mind. Oh, but they're also getting paid. Oh, interesting. But they're not taking up supplies. Is that how it works? Alright, let's go attack this lady. Meryl the Mad. Is it Meryl? I'm not actually sure. Ooh, interesting. Oh, Chody gets to level up. Interesting. You get that. That's a good question of... Oh, well, this is pretty straightforward. Because I made a little thing. I should open it. Whoop. Well, that wasn't really what I wanted, was it? I made a thing to remind me of what skills I want to associate with different people. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. But Chody's pretty simple. She is diplomacy and religion. So, get that diplomacy up, please. Okay, so this is from this level, which I didn't really care about. I don't think her spells at long range. Probably just get this. I said that I should have needed it, and that I immediately, of course, needed it, so... Mariel the Mad, I guess.
We're not alone.
We're not alone. Correct a lot.
We're not alone.
You're a genius.
Foes ahead.
I don't like how this works. I just want it, because I can't actually tell what these people, who is in what position. That's what's annoying to me. Alright, there we go. That'll work. Hey, surprise!
Let's go.
Oh, we're not in combat yet. Okay. Now we're in combat. It's pretty straightforward. Beneficial effects, wily step. I don't know what that is. These vessels. Yes. Yes, they are. like instant? Oh, it is like instant. That's cool. Didn't know that. What do these guys got? Low reflex, low deflection, low, very low deflection. Okay. Maybe we'll use this. Oh, she's weak to fire. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be murdering these fucks, aren't we?
Oh?
Oh, these guys are not gonna last for long. Who's immune to fire? One's immune. Oh, the copper construct's immune to fire. Okay, well, that's fine. It's good to know, though. Has anything got a low fortitude? No. Our fortitude's not that. It's pretty decent, or not that. Oh, yeah, they're all really low defenses, actually. Well, she's dead. Did I crit? Oh, I didn't crit, but Jesus, that did a lot of damage. I don't know, throw a fireball. I think it's pretty much over.
Something I can do.
Good job, buddy. You did it. Whoops, didn't mean that. Fine padded armor. Fine rod, okay. Let's see what the, yeah, this. Stone of Prayer. +1 intellect. +1 power levels for the duration of the fight. Okay. It's not bad. I think everybody has something, though. Yeah. What is that? Oh, the Triumph. Okay. This is my heads. Gotta get those heads. Why are these cats that can't go in people's inventory? We don't know. We don't know.
Hey, uh-huh.
What's up here? Nothing. Oh well. Search the location. Oh boy. Fire kelp. Oh, that's worse. Rice. Alright. Well, our ship is almost repaired, so that's good. Say we keep on heading over here. Ooh. just, oh, okay, sure. Cagnati Islands. Okay. Our sailors are still injured, but our ship is well prepared. Dio, what are you doing? Ooh. Volcanoes? I don't need any of those. Oh, that's cool, though. 50% discount, I guess, because they probably don't see a lot of people. Cool. Repair supplies are good. Oh, that's the edge of the map. Who's that? Ruddy Rebel. Rabble. Please don't be attacking me. Oh, they're coming for me. Wonder if they'll come for me if I hoist the Principe sails. They will. That's interesting. Oh, okay, now they gave up. Gotta make sure we uncover everything. Oh, we should put some more food. Nope. Put some more food. That's fine. Whoops. Oh yeah, we also have more fruit. Just put in there. Put more water in there. Ooh, a whole bunch of shit on here. Let's go. Let's check out this island. This looks exciting. Well, hi. Well, they docked. We can't attack their ship now. That won't do. Okay. Good, more fresh fruit. Let's go into the Temple of Tangaloa ruins. Tangaloa being, Andhra. Ahead of you lie the ruins of an ancient complex. As you near the tumbled-down stone entrance, you notice several curious drawings scrawled across the stone in a flaking brown paint. You bend down to get a better look and discover that the drawings depict violent images of decapitations, dismemberings, hangings, and sundry other terrors. Enter the ruins. Light from distant torches flickers on the ruined walls. Unintelligible words float to you on a breeze that reeks of carrion and the metallic tang of blood. Blood, 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 foul smelling, foul copper smelling blood. Whose blood? His blood? Blood, 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 and bits of sick. I'm Garth Marenghi. Yeah, this is it's pretty gory. They really went at it. Seems like a waste. Angfor's journal. Oh. I found this water-stained notebook at the bottom of my satchel. Now, having no use for it, I must record my thoughts, or fear I will go mad in the solitary confinement of my own head. Months have passed, and still we are stranded on this cursed island. A few supplies we had with us at the time of our calamity have dwindled away to little more than dust and crumbs. When it became clear that we'd be trapped on this island for some time, we began to ration our food. It was half rations at first, but as the days wore on and help became ever less a possibility and ever more a dream, we took only one meal a day, then one meal every 2 days. Fresh water, at least, is plentiful. It bubbles up from a crack in the stone near the ruins. No doubt it is pushed to the surface by some unseen force of volcanism. I should have liked to have had my instruments on hand to record its rate of flow and volume. Those are long since gone, likely resting at the bottom of the sea. Our numbers shrink by cursed day. Always now my clothes smell of rancid meat, of sweat and smoke. The jerky we made from Carol's thigh has gone off. We had thought he might survive the amputation, but he passed away the night 2 days ago from a fever in his blood. Oh boy. We have better learned how to cure our meat, but our blades have gotten dull, and we have only seawater with which to cleanse them. None have survived an amputation since Carol's tragic passing, so we no longer bother with the practice. More the pity. I was becoming an old hand at it. Eloise was lost to us today. It pains me to write the words, though her passing comes as no surprise. She drew the shortest reed. Her necklace I intend to keep, but it has gone missing since her death. I'd always thought it suited her, that the stone matched the light in her eyes. I wanted to remember that light. Perhaps someone is hiding it. I do not know why they would do me such an unkindness. I was meant to have it. She never said as much, but I know. I will perform in search of others' belongings next when I have the midnight watch. Woe betide the thief. Oh boy. A chill wind has found us. It blows ceaselessly across the isle, whipping our shelters into disarray and peppering our meals with sand. We take shelter in the nearby ruins, though I'm loath to do it. Always that place has seemed to me befouled by some unfriendly spirit, for I hear whispers when the wind blows. They cry for mercy, for salvation. Another of the crew has disappeared this morning. Some suspect he tied stones to his wrists and walked into the sea, but they are wrong. I saw him walk while he was dreaming, with jerky movements not his own. He wandered deep into the ruins and did not return. So few of us remain. I envy them, the departed. Their souls are returned to the wheel and free to find new lives to lead. Yeah, well, depends on how long this was. We unlucky few receive no such boon, and that is what we have given them, a gift. We suffer so that they might be free. Our lender says we might fashion a raft large enough to escape this place. He is mad. We belong to this island now, as it belongs to us. Well, that seems bad. Oh, Olaf leveled up. Great. Metaphysics and history. Let's see here. These are equal. Okay. Sure, it's not penalty. It's a cone. This is a ray. Yeah. Don't like this one. That, I guess. Not very exciting. But that's okay.
We had ribs last night.
How about liver?
Ah, my ma used to do a mean fried liver.
Haunch it is then. Livers for dessert.
Oh, I guess we don't get to talk to them.
What?
Okay. deal with these guys. Perfect. Whoa, whoop. Don't attack him. Alright, let's do this. Weakness to intellect afflictions. I don't think I have any of those. Whoa, God! Hey, buddy.
Let's go.
Thank you. Did hit Chody, but he's now blinded.
Need something strong.
Let's see, what are their defenses like? Oh, they're actually, they're...
That dog won't hunt.
I'm here.
Yeah, you are here, buddy. I don't like that. Yeah, these things are all interrupting my casting.
Not exactly my area of expertise.
Oh, what are you doing?
No good.
Oh, the captain was a chanter. That's interesting. Forbidden flesh pie. Brutish blood. Mouth char. Blood-soaked grimoire. It's not very good. It's a lot of those like melee spells, but not the defensive ones, just the offensive ones. It's kind of is like what is that? Kith meat recipe. Sweet tongue terrine. Bones scored by jagged cuts and picked clean of meat and marrow lie in a disorganized heap. Oh, that's lovely.
What have we here?
Hey buddy, I'll rescue you in just a second.
I've got it.
Some of the bones of this pile are cracked and bleached with age. Interesting. Oh, that's what that is. Alright, let's talk to this guy. You find a middle-aged dwarf tied to a post, a pile of bloody refuse scattered at his feet. His beard is a matted mess, and his face is streaked with dirt. Despite his haggard state, he twists against his bonds when you approach.
Bless your knickers. You're just in time. Another moment more and I would have been dinner.
Oh my god, he's a southern gentleman dwarf. Holy shit. What happened here? I mean, we kind of know, but I'm not sure if we in time if we're going to get dialogue.
It's a right sorry tale, I'm afraid to say. Our ship, a beautiful ship she was too, ran aground in a storm. Waves so high we couldn't see a damn thing, you understand? Come to discover this here island's about as barren as an ancient lecher's bed. Not a scrap of nothing edible on it. And none of us were especially keen to take our turn about the wheel, so...
He trails off, unable to meet your eye.
As the months wore on and no one came looking for us, we started running low on crew and, victuals. I think what few of us were left here at the end might have gone a little nutty.
Who are you?
Jordu, red-handed of the Impostors Lament. Well, formerly of the Impostors Lament.
He laughs a little too loudly. Usually that stuff will actually be in the dialogue line, like the audio, but in this case it wasn't.
Something of a lifelong deckhand I am. Picked up cooking in the last few months, too. Meat's my speciality, on account of the, well, you know, the business here, with the cannibalism.
I'm not letting you anywhere near a kitchen, buddy. Sorry.
My wrists thank you mightily.
He takes a moment to flex and bend his hands, working the circulation back into them. His lips twist into a grimace when he runs his fingers over the deep bruises the ropes left.
Say, you got a ship? Couldn't get here without one, right? You by chance have any spots open for an old dwarf like me? I might not look it, but I'm a deft hand with the rigging. Can even cook some.
I mean, we'll take you on the ship so you can get off this island. I don't think I'm actually going to employ you.
I owe you one, Captain. A death like this, I'm not sure I'll ever be able to repay you. You like stew? I got a great recipe. Flavor's real different, like nothing you ever tasted. I'll make it for you. You know, in thanks.
No, really don't do that. He gives you a quick wink and a nod before heading back to the ship. Really don't do that, please. This is a weird little, like... So there's nothing else here. Like, this is the soul of this story, I guess, unless there's going to be something else in one of the other locations of this island. So the implication is that there's, like, a spirit or something inhabiting this island. Oh, okay. Shit, what was the thing actually? Oh, Imposter's Lament, that's what it was called. Let's call it Lament Island. Because it's a bad place. I'm going to try to name them after the people that are actually there. What is Amira's Whisper? Didn't I pick up, like, some fruit or something right here before I went in? Maybe I didn't. I thought that I did, though. A light fog curls about your ankles. Breathless, whispering voices call to you from the darkness. They cry in half-uttered sentences, in moans, gurgles, screams. What few words you could make out among the chorus beg for mercy, for an end to their pain. Step into the fog. Wisps wind around your torso and cling to your skin. The cries become shouts, and the chorus screams. The fog thickens until you see nothing but its swirling, ghostly shape. Dark forms appear in the fog. They encircle you one moment and disappear the next. Oh, interesting. We could ask Chody to try and, if they're actual, like, spirits, restless spirits, we can have Chody try to gather them up, or we can try to just disperse the fog. I guess we'll have Chody gather them up. Sorry, I'm gonna... Dio's sat down so on the bed, so I'm gonna try to... Okay, there we go. Here? There we go. Hopefully it doesn't freeze or something. Hi, Dio. Okay, it's moving. Ask Chody to draw the spirits into her lantern. I think it's time you lost lot to find the light. That way now, that's right. The dense fog swirls into Chody's lantern. You hear the faint tink of metal striking the ground. You bend down to examine it and discover a small necklace. The stone at its center sparkles with the red of a fire's dancing flame. So is this the necklace mentioned in the journal? That would mean this is a... Unhindered by the fog, you're now free to continue exploring the island. Okay. Gain it is, okay. Plus 10 accuracy against spirits, plus 1 intellect. It's fine. Oh, so we'd have both these options. Okay. Okay, that's good. I didn't actually even realize. Oh yeah, so it's still listing all these down in there. A grand old galleon sits just off the shore, listing so hard to its side, its top deck stands nearly vertical. Its main mast has been snapped clean in half, as if by the hand of an angry beast. Crate of adventuring supplies with flint and tinder. Okay. That's not really useful. That's just money. Still got some injured crew. Hopefully they're healing. I mean, they should be healing. Injured for 2 more days, injured for 3 more days. Okay. Look at all that kith meat we got. Bad shit. What is this? This is the island, right? Yeah, we've already been there. I guess we haven't been there. Some more repair supplies. I think we're already loaded though, so. These are all shitty cannons. There's somebody who's supposed to be going west of Maje. So over here-ish. Probably just further off that way. Just a rice farm here. Just a nice little island with some people, some farmers. What's down here? Let's go with that. Oh, I wish I didn't pick it up if I can't have it. Fishing pools. I don't know what fishing pools all. Stand out on the forecastle, gazing out at clear skies and gentle seas. The chattering of your crew darkens, adopting an ominous tone. Gathered to the starboard railing, they peer out at the sea. By the gods, Haima mutters. Surface of the sea swells. An enormous, glowing shape is surfacing. Is it a whale? Who would be able to identify it? I don't know what you would use to identify it. Survival? Okay. It is survival. Adair watches the growing glow. Must be a resplendent phantom. Big glowing whale. Good eating, or so they say. Long, pale creature breaks the surface of the water. Its skin is translucent and freckled with phosphorescence, and you can make out the ghostly outlines of luminous organs beneath it. Oh, you could try to read the mind of the whale. Fucking Dishonored. I'm not a cipher though, so. The creature rolls slowly, staring back at you with a glowing blue eye. The nerve behind it is as thick as a halyard. I don't know what that is. Thoughts, crew? I guess. I mean, we're gonna let it go. Hema leans over the railing. Plenty of meat on the beast. A prize like that could feed us for days, with the captain's permission. Hema smiles hopefully. Others murmur eager assent. Vizzini grins fiercely. A quarry worthy of the Lord of the Hunt. Let's have some excitement, Captain. Nodding, Hema smiles. Oh, they all want to kill it. Or the mad steps back appalled. He'd slay one of Ngati's children and squander this blessing? We'll let the creature pass in peace. Vanese sighs as the crew members resume their duties to sail on. Oh right, yeah, Adair would be mad if we did that. Yet the magnificent creature continues alongside your ship for many hours. A low, mournful music rises above the light percussion of the waves, and a gentle peace envelopes your crew. When night falls, the beast is beside you still, comforting light in the darkness. By morning, it is gone, but the sense of calm it brought remains. Oh, cool. Well, that's neat. I think we avoid that storm, I assume. Not really sure how the storms do work, but... Okay, so... What are we looking for? We've done that. Mapping. I've charted... Okay, I have charted them both, so I've done that, apparently. Okay, I didn't realize. And then the other one was... Was it... South? Okay, this... The River Dragon. Southwest of Port Manche. Okay. So, like, over here... Oh, there she is. Let's go get her. Let's go get her. I wish my crew were healed. You almost unhealed. Oh god. Why are you not healing? I didn't realize it was doing that. I have a surgeon. Why are they not healing? They haven't moved at all. I'm kind of worried. He is a seasoned deckhand, but that's okay. I'm a little worried about going and smashing some shit in again. A vessel approaches. See unfamiliar colors. How are they unfamiliar? Closed aboard. Let's see who gets injured this time. Oh, more people injured. Well, it just seems so much better to do this though than to mess around with the ship system because you just, I don't know, maybe I should try it again. The first time I did it, I just didn't get like anything out of it, and it was really long. I didn't get any loot. So you take more damage this way, I think, probably. Well, I guess I don't know that you take more damage. You're gonna get hit anyway when you're duking around with them, but this is just so much faster, and you get a bunch of loot. And everybody gets involved, which is fun. Oh. This is fun. Let's just wait, I guess. Just wait. This should be doable. Oh, she's up there. Well, hopefully Palgina takes care of it. Basically. Oh, she's coming down to us. Well, keep fighting these guys, I guess, until she gets down here. Why can I not? I hate the way that, yeah, all these obstacles targeting are really annoying. Something giant. Alright. Please full heart. Oh, no. Oh no, Idwin! Don't get hurt, Idwin. What the fuck's happened to you? Alright, you shoot him. A warbler. I guess that's Mom is calling me. Can't answer that right now. Those are all bad guys, right? Other than Palgina is going to come in, but it was a loss. Okay, she's fine. I think. Oh, she has not been leveled up at all. I think that's the problem. So she needs to probably be leveled up.
Take him down.
I really wish I could order her around, but I can't. There we go. Oh no. She's got knocked out. I hope she's fine. She better be fine.
Speak freely.
Okay, we got it. Good. Okay. Okay, those are fine. I just hope that Idwin is okay. Another Principe colors. Oh, she's knocked out. She should be fine. Okay, so... A worthless idiot is unfortunately... So we really need to just go like sit in port. And heal, I think. Basically what we need to do. Buddy Rabble. Ruddy Rabble. That's the guy who was chasing us before. That's not a guy we need to kill. Okay, let's go back to Nekataka. Which is kind of annoying, but because it's so far away, but oh no. Fuck. Really want to just run away. Tempt or treat. Oh, we succeeded. We fled from an inferior opponent. Well, we're kind of like in a bad spot. So I don't feel bad about that. I think we should be fine. They're concerned. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's that thing. Yeah, we've been there before. Go! Oh, we need more medicine. Oh shit. That's what we actually... I think that might actually be an issue. We do not have medicine. Okay. Okay, so 1 supplies. Medical supplies. 50? Sure, I guess. It's a lot of money, but it's not that much money in the scheme of things. Wow. All this shit we can get to upgrade our boat eventually. Oh, goes that? Captain's quarters. Oh, well that's cool. Menagerie. Oh shit. I mean, we kind of need that, but does it get carried over to better boats? That's kind of my question. I don't know if it does. Why is she... Oh, I don't think that matters. I guess it just matters who it's going to. Trade for medicine, and let's actually go in. So we do want to go to Sacred Stair, possibly. We also want to go, well, we got a bunch of places to go. Let me actually look where we need to go now while we're in here. Serpent's Crown. Brass Citadel. The Temple Place. Queen's Birth. We basically need to go everywhere. Almost everywhere. The Queen's Birth. Okay. Whoa, we just lost a bunch of medicine. What was that? I'm not actually sure. Was that them healing? I hope it was them healing. Do I need more medicine? Do I buy more medicine now again? Pretty sure if I need money, I can just go sell all the junk I've been collecting. Where did Dio go? Oh, he left. Dio. Poor Dio.
In fact, he likes to hide his droppings between grimoire pages.
Just when I thought I needed to relax my personal boundaries.
Oh.
Speak freely.
Yeah, we did use it all to heal those people. Okay. Do we have another? Okay. Oswald, that shitty asshole there. He's malicious. I don't think I want malicious people on my ship. Drunkards are, you know, not great. But well, I guess I'd rather have her. Little Luca. Okay, you guys can heal. Yeah, we do need more medicine.
Give me the order.
Did you just arrive on the God's End? Damn right I did.
God's sickle comes for us all. Yet
Oh,
his light
shut it.
shines bright.
Shut your pie hole, priest. Not you, Chody, the other priest. The annoying one.
Welcome back, welcome back. It is a pleasure to see you once again. Tell me, how is the sailing? Smooth? Nothing to delay your expedition, I hope. How might I assist you?
I got some material for your book.
Ah, how exciting. Let's see here. Goodness, that's not what I was expecting. And so close to Porto Maggi. You've done wonderfully. Ah, this book will be the best thing since Cassini's adventures, and that was all romantic rubbish. Here, your pay, my friend. We're only getting started, of course. There's more to see. Tikawara next, I think. How does that strike you? It's a little Juana village out to the southeast. 3 islands this time, all nameless and unloved. They form a little triangle around Tikawara, if you squint.
So Tikawara is where Pocokohara is.
I'll be waiting.
Which is part of our quest. Adair got a level. You get a level? You get a level? So Dare is Intimidate and Bluff. So I guess Bluff. Toughness is probably good. Oh, Deflection. Oh, that's not that relevant. Bonus deflection. Can I just go here? Oh, then I can see his defenses. Oh, his deflection is actually somewhat low, surprisingly. It's his health at 95. Alright, that's fine. Oh. Those are not what his defenses are at all, but...
I'm listening.
Such as it is. Or so be it. Such it is. Naughty. Me sleeping in the tree. Alright, we need to go down here. Should level up Idwin. Forgot about that. And any of the other companions. Sidekicks, rather. Which I can do it in here, I guess.
Speak freely?
Who am I looking for? This guy?
Ado, my hunter.
Oh, yeah, I am.
To what do I owe this delight?
Mariel joins the goddess of death and the beyond.
My first bounty to pay off. An exciting day for us both.
He passes you a small pouch of coins.
Maybe it's not much, but as I make more deals, more pyres will be available, Ak? I finally managed to land the rights to a bounty of value. You may not like it. There is a thirsty drake who roosts near an oasis northeast of Maja Island.
I think I might have got this
An
one.
important site for refilling canteens. The local tribes call him Purakeo, after a sea dragon of legend. Even so, they have no love for this water thief.
Oh, you mean this thirsty drake?
To think that such a magnificent creature could also be a water-hoarding pest. Dragons are a complicated bunch.
He hefts the head and looks deeply into the eyes before passing you payment.
Agrasima, my friend. You will let me know if you are interested in more work, Ak? A marauder gang boss called Nomu broke free of custody along with the rest of his plunder buddies. It is said they wasted no time getting up to their old tricks. Prison is too kind for a pirate, so there is a bounty on Nomu's head. He and his ilk fled to the wilderness north of Neketaka.
Oh, you mean this guy?
I hope I will still find this disgusting when I am important enough to toast with the elite bounty hunters.
He lifts the severed head by the hair, wincing all the while, and passes you a pouch of coins.
I tell them all that the captain of your ship will always be my favorite hunter. A sea troll has been making a name for himself raiding fishing villages with his minions. They call him Tahe. That's thief to the locals. I hear the Huana hate few things more than a food stealer. Warriors fan out to catch the fiend, but so
This
far
is so
they have
good!
not. Tahe can't have roamed far from his latest raid on an island southwest of Neketaka.
Yep. Been there.
You have done us both a favor. My esteem in the bounty community rises, and hunters come to buy me drinks.
He chuckles to himself and passes you a pouch of coins.
My friend, you have drained the wellspring and made us both very famous. If you have not spoken to her yet, find the Goldpack Knight Okauro in Sacred Stead.
I have talked
She
to
can
her.
give you more work.
Nice doing business with you.
Captain? Aye, aye.
Fuck. That's really good. It's like, oh, Maya leveled up. Oh, and she wants to talk. Oh, I hope she's okay. Is she happy with me? No, but okay. I'm kind of worried. Alright. Okay, so we want streetwise. Alright, abilities. Choose an ability for both classes. Range targets an enemy's head, interrupting them. Okay. it's only melee. So I guess we're not using that. What the fuck? +1 accuracy against target race. So this is based on like the ranger, you know, like favored enemy mechanics in D&D, but this is really weird. Okay. Well, we're not using that, so I wonder if, okay, actually I should look at, I want to look at the way that this works. Any body, okay, any affliction. Also, wow, there's like nothing. Interesting. Okay. Also this stuff. Oh, weird. That's interesting. The rogues can get engagement limit. Enemies engaged by the rogue are distracted. Wow, so that means like if you have fight or like Adair as a fighter rogue, you can get this along with all of his bonus engagement from a fighter. That's really cool actually. And then he auto flanks enemies? Wow, I want that on Adair on my fighter. So this is this, but so my thought is maybe we should actually do this because this auto inflicts a penalty that can be that can get sneak attacked then. So that seems pretty decent. Yeah, 'cause she can already interrupt on a hit with her guns. That's what I thought. Okay. What are you doing with the sand? Are you like... Oh, that's a thing. That's like a maneuver. What is the... It's like a hunter, or like a, yeah, like a hunter tracking thing, but I don't... Oh, that's just her doing her bird motions. I don't know what it's actually supposed to do, I just know I've seen it in movies. It seemed like it was just like an affectation.
Speak freely.
Okay, let's talk to Maya. I'm a little worried.
I should come clean about something, Captain.
Maya scratches the back of her head. Is this where you betray me? Speak your mind.
Atsura didn't set me loose just so I could stay busy. Fact of the matter is, he gave me a job to do.
To spy on me? I mean, I kind of... Wasn't that up front?
I've got this stack of missives I need to deliver. Noble errand, right?
Oh. She shows you a small collection of scrolls in her pack, all judiciously sealed with the sigil of the Royal Deadfire Company.
The company has a lot of people working away from headquarters, and Atsura trusted me to get these in the right hands. I hope that isn't a problem.
Aren't you a little overqualified for courier work?
Watch out, Ishi. We've got a charmer on our hands.
Maya plays it, whispering to her bird, though she wears a knowing smile.
That's the thing about Atsura. He keeps so many irons in the fire at once that everything seems like a high priority.
What's in these missives?
A bit of everything. Shipping manifests, requisitions for supplies, work orders. Mostly work orders. You wouldn't believe how much paperwork it takes to run a navy.
I ran a Grand Estate for a time. I have an idea.
Ah, yes. Making good with the locals, paying off bounties. Maybe Aethys did you a favor when he stepped on Cadnua.
She chuckles to herself.
I didn't actually mean that.
No, it's okay, Maya. You can make jokes. Anything else I should know about this job of yours? Reaching back to tighten her bun. That's not what I read that as first. Maya takes a moment to consider your question.
Don't take it personally if I'm vague on some of the details. Atsura likes his discretion, even when it comes to boring bureaucratic stuff.
Well, as long as it's nothing I should worry about.
The second that I need you to worry, you'll know. Count on it.
She closes... She closes one eye and makes a friendly trigger pulling motion at you. If you didn't hear that, because I started talking over it, after she said count on it, she said pew pew. So she literally... She gave me the finger guns. Oh.
This one's bound for Harama, an acquaintance. Good sailor. He's somewhere off in Tikawara.
She holds up a single scroll.
And these are for Tuaha, an old friend stationed in Port Maje. You meet some strange types in the Navy. I've got some answers.
Okay. I wonder if you can romance Maya. Oh god, I just realized if you can romance Maya, that means there's definitely a moment where she literally lets down her hair.
Do you ever disagree with orders?
Naturally. And I bark about it until the boss tells me to stand down.
You Rawatayans aren't much for passive aggression, are you?
Oh shit, I forgot that I was gonna level up the party, the people that I haven't leveled up, so they don't, in those fights, they don't just like fall over. It'll also let me check whether they get a wound from that or not.
You see anything?
Party management. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Farewell.
Okay, I guess we should do everyone. These people are fine, I don't need to level them up yet. Okay, start with Idwin. She does look cool. I like her. But, interesting that she's got sleight of hand. Let's see, what would Idwin even replace? Probably Maya? I don't know. Maya or Aloth. Depends. Choose an ability for each class, right. Blinding them, that's good. I don't know why she already has Mind Wave. Oh, because she's at level 2. Oh, choose an ability for one class. Never mind. Okay, that makes more sense to me. Now I understand. Concentration, will, duration of afflictions. Dramatically increases done. Okay, no. No. Crippling strike. Probably that. This is pretty good though as well. This is accuracy versus fortitude. Also versus fortitude. Technically it has an AoE, but it's a really small AoE. This is the damage one, you put it on the fighter, but without a way to cause. I think this is good. We're probably gonna have to get another, I assume we're gonna have to get another one from that anyway, so. I think the idea just, I guess we'll make her, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, do that. Yeah, she's, God, she has, I didn't realize she has 10 might, so she has really bad damage, actually. She has really high intellect, so good abilities. She's pretty fast, she's pretty accurate. Okay. I think we just steal this. 30% damage with weapons. And then so we can get Blinding Strike. Which is decent. But I think we also might just get Two-Handed Style. Does this effect care about which weapon you use? No. Two-Handed Style. Because this is just bonus damage. Which is what we care about. Oh yeah, we actually had to give her... So it's either Scepter or Arquebus, I think. Probably Scepter? I actually want to make sure the Scepter is a two-handed weapon. I don't remember. Because some of the... So wands are one-handed. Pretty sure rods are two-handed. It doesn't. It's not going to tell me, is it? Well... It's interesting that she, by default, is using a rapier and a dagger. It's very fancy. It's just not, I don't think, very effective. Ability for one class. Let's get this. Hi, Thursday. Thursday says there was a fighting style. It's not the right word. They used a dagger and a rapier and lance. Yeah, it's totally a thing. It's just in this, in this game and in tactical RPGs in general, ranged weapons are generally better because you don't have to move. You don't have to spend time moving. As long as you can keep the enemies from getting up in your face. So somebody who's trying to deal damage like Edwin is, yeah, there are situations where, in like actual stuff where it totally makes sense. Or at least makes some sense. I mean, it's like a parrying dagger, I think, so it's like... Well, we literally can't get any of those. The idea that you'd be doing a gentlemanly duel against, like, monsters and ghosts doesn't make a ton of sense. Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's kind of neat. I don't know whether this would be... It's a lot of damage, but... Choose abilities for each class. Okay. We're on a new power level. +1 penetration of weapons, that might actually be good. Puppet Master, it's probably good. Pain Link is also good. That's pretty classic. Okay, so Pain Link, this is probably good. The penetration is also decent. Alright, so for the rogue, finishing blow maybe? Oh, we get another one. Okay. Well, I think actually one of the bows rather than the arquebus. This gives bonus penetration. She's pretty accurate. I think more shots is better. I like the idea of bonus penetration. Oh, she's leveled up. Alright, let's equip her with some, like, at least basic equipment. Oh, she doesn't even have her offhand weapon. God darn it. There we go. To give her a scepter. Tell me I have scepters. I have an exceptional scepter. Oh, it is one-handed. Shit. God damn it. Well, maybe we'll give her a bow then. Okay. There we go. Sure. Look at that. Frock coat. I feel bad putting her in a robe. She looks so fancy. What does she look like in this? Oh, she's so pale. Alright, I think we can leave her in that. I think it'll be fine. Okay. Let's level up Facina. Hi, Facina. Oh. She looks so grouchy. Facina is a wizard. And a chanter, I guess. So what does she start with? She does look grumpy. She is very grumpy. She used to work for... She had a terrible boss before we got her, so... Conjurers specialize in wizard conjuration. Okay. Increase power level with a wizard conjuration spells. Not all conjuration spells, so this says. Should be awesome, because that would apply to her chanter spells. Yeah, get this shit, please. Starts with that, which is pretty shit, to be honest. Yeah, that one's alright. Just deals damage. The default posture of every high school aged kid who has their iPhone taken away. I think that's pretty much what Facina is. Oh yeah, so she can have a grimoire. Oh, she starts with like shit spells. Yeah, she does not start with great spells. What is this? Oh, this summons a phantom. Okay, well, I guess she can start with that instead. Let's get this. I'm kind of annoyed that she's... and that I can't retrain her spells, I don't think. Her level 1 spells. Maybe there's a grimoire that's... actually, that's something I should look at. Can I back out of this? I can. I'm gonna look up... I have a bunch of grimoires, so... yeah, and give her a grimoire. So I'm gonna give her a grimoire. I want to do it before I level her up, so that I know what is... Let's see here. Is it in weapons? Okay, they're considered weapons. Grim. Okay. This one. This one's okay. He's got at least a spell every level that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's pretty bad. That's okay. That one's okay, I guess. No. No. Nah. No. No. Okay, so not that one. I think those are the same. It's okay. Nah. It's okay. It's decent. Nah. Nah. Okay. I mean, level 1 is probably the one that matters the most. So I think we actually do this one. Wait, no, is it this one? This one. No, that one's terrible. I like Chill Fog. Where is her grimoire? Oh, she doesn't have one equipped. That's weird. But she has grimoire spells when I leveled her up. I think I'll go with this one. These are not good up here. By the time we get up there, we can be choosing spells. So wait, which one was that? Shit. But the Elementalist? It's the Elementalist, okay. That makes sense. What? She can't use it? She can't use a grimoire? Because she's not a... Oh, I had the wrong character. God darn it. There we go. Oh, there we go. Fuck. I forgot. God darn it. I was like, I didn't even notice that this wasn't, slouch teenager. Okay, there we go. Oh, and there's her grimoire. Okay. So, her regular grimoire. Okay. Which is... This is okay. This is decent. This is decent. Just her low level stuff sucks. Nope, not that. There we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry, Facina. I'm sorry. I did you wrong there. There we go. Okay, so we want to grab this. Because then you actually have a decent first level wizard spell. Okay. Right, and we need to get you conjuration spells. I don't even know what the conjuration spells are. At like first level. If there are any. Oh, it's those. Oh, really? really? Actually, that's really interesting. Should she be an up close caster? Wait, can she even use... Oh, she can't use evocation spells. Oh. Oh, excuse me, that completely changes things. Okay. She is actually going to be a melee wizard. Holy crap. She's going to be a melee wizard. Okay, that changes. That actually means she probably uses this. Or her own. I'll have to go look at what's in her own. Yeah, it actually, okay, her grimoire actually makes total sense for her when I realized that what those spells actually are. Okay. That makes more sense. So, that's really interesting. That means she's gonna be using, like... Why do these have console hot spell as a keyword? That's weird. I don't think that was there before. Yes, I know how chants work. Ish. I'll figure it out after I get done. Okay. Do we need any more of these spells? I don't think so. So, get these guys. Oh, actually, you get this. This is a stun, which is great. It's just normally you don't want to be up close, but we're up close. That's what she does. Okay, choose an ability for each class. Those are both bad. Summon worms. That's cool. Cause a nearby enemy to explode, expelling tiny white grubs. Okay, sure. Paralyze, also very good. So paralyze or summon worms. I guess paralyze. It's not a well-named spell. These are, yeah, the chants are like, because they're, so this is the bard, if you hadn't realized. So the chanter's spells are like poetic. You're supposed to be like what they're actually saying, I guess, or part of what they're saying when they do it. I'm not really a fan. So that is in there. That is in there. Is there a conjuration spell here? Oh, that's a conjuration spell. Okay. This is a conjuration spell. It's fine, I guess. Because she already gets this one, which is the important one, I think. Wow. Huh. I thought this used to be until you were hit, so it was like the way that the thing in D&D works. You get a big bonus against your next attack, or next big bonus to defense against the next attack against you. But that's just like straight up plus 50 for 12 seconds, other than against guns. That's really good. Unfortunately, you don't have... oh well. Okay. Implements. Probably this. Or a melee weapon, actually. You don't... You're gonna be in melee, just... I mean, generally she's gonna be summoning melee weapons, so it doesn't really matter. Hi, Daimon. We are leveling up all of our secondary characters that we never use, because they could show up on boat fights, and if they're level 1, they just die immediately. Or, well, get knocked out immediately. So this is our grouchy teenager, Facina. Like a hatchet is... Okay, that's right. Yeah, I think I'll give her the hatchet. That's like a defensive melee weapon. But again, most of the time she'll be summoning the melee weapon for herself, so it'll replace shit anyway. Alright. These are both terrible. Terrible phrases. Enchanters just seem so bad. I also forgot to look at the wizard shit. So I'll look at it this time instead. Wizard shit. Is there any wizard shit? I mean, I get web, I guess. It's not really that exciting. Because, like, this is a two-handed weapon, I assume. What's the later ones? This is actually ranged, but doesn't say what handedness weapons are. Spear, which is a pike, so that should also be two-handed. But I don't think she's ever going to really be doing that much damage. I don't know. I'm probably never going to use her, so I shouldn't really think that much about this shit. Also didn't realize that, I didn't notice that these things upgrade. That's cool. Wow, so it summons 3 skeletons, and then if they die, it splits into 2 less skeletons. That actually seems terrible, because they're still the first level skeletons, and then they get even weaker. 2 will-o-wisps. I don't know how good will-o-wisps are. Let's look at our phrases here. Health restored. 20% accurate, no. Okay, that's actually good. Wizard. Wizard. What do we got at Wizard? Arcane Dampener. Draining Touch. Probably Draining Touch. Oh, this is a new weapon. Okay. Only causing the next target? Doesn't last like the... Okay. It's annoying. Oh. I don't care. Fine. Are there any of these that are conjuration? No, just the one that she already gets. Oh, another thingy. I don't know what will-o-wisps do, but... My son, do you see your sisters across the moor? Okay. Shunters. Summon 2 fearsome ogres. I like that. Charm enemies. Duration is increased. Accuracy bonus to our stun. The worms are more powerful and have unique attacks. That's kind of cool. Paralyzes enemies, then they become frightened. Strong, okay. 50% damage dealt is burn. So it's a burning effect on all ally weapons. That's pretty good, actually. As opposed to 2 not fearsome ogres. Yeah. Like someone a pair of ogres to have brunch with. There's an ogre cook in one of these taverns. He seemed nice, or she. So, burning is good. I also like that ogre summon. It would be a cool spell, but I don't know how practical it would be. Yeah. Oh, Wall of Fame is considered a conjuration. Alright, we'll be taking Wall of Fame then. Despite what you're trying to do with this. Oh, that's it, I guess. Alright. Wheel, that's fine. Hey, how does your... There you go. Oh, let's hit the button. There we go. So your chants are... this and this. They almost overlap. Alright. Now we do this guy. What is this guy even? I don't even know what he is. Oh, he's just a chanter. He's just a shitty chanter. God, I don't care about this guy. I don't think I give a shit. Well, let's level him up in explosive. No, let's level him up in alchemy. That's actually... Maybe alchemy and explosives. I don't know. Sure, let's make him a bluff master. What is his thing? He's a scald. Chanter offensive, non-offensive invocations, that's right. He's so chitty. You already have the good one. It's non-offensive. That's non-offensive. Okay, it's a cone. I guess. It does at least start with the good phrase. Is this one? Oh yeah, that's that one. Whatever. What were we leveling up with? Leveling up an alchemy. You know what this guy's job used to be before we hired him? He was a masseuse. I'm not sure how that's related to being a chanter, but it's true. None of these were good. Probably just give you two-handed weapons. A masseuse with a penchant for explosives. Well, we're just deciding that now. Yeah. Actually, no, we didn't give him explosives. We're giving him alchemy instead, but... Hi, Fiona! I mean, he wouldn't have to buy licenses for the terrible stock music they have in the spa, usually. I suppose that's true. I guess we can do that. I don't know. It's not very useful to me. Here we go. He has weapons. I don't know what... I can't even see what that does already. More... Okay. Penetration. The cost of blower deflection. So if now you have to only pick abilities based on useful, it would be to a masseuse. Oh boy. Oh yeah, we're gonna give him a two-handed weapon, right? Where's the fucking... Oh, they're down here. Rending smash, yeah. Oh, I didn't know it. That's interesting. Did someone get a massage while being sung at? Yes, this guy was originally a masseuse and he was unsatisfied with his job. So we're like, hey, you could come join us. And he joined us as an actual, well, he's a sidekick, which means he can be a party member, but he doesn't have any, like, dialogue or anything. My question is, I think we just give him a great sword. Alchemy? Just gonna make him a great liar. Thank you, Fiona. Yeah. Cheese and Dios. charming enemies, okay. Accuracy bonus to our stun. Sickened enemies. It's not offensive anyway. This is good. Charming is good. What is the bonus? I don't think we need a bonus to the stun accuracy. Playing Cards with Fiona over webcam got me some real good close-ups of cat butts last night. Oh man. Jealous. Oops. No. Sure. I just gotta come up on the desk. Yeah. My cats are sleeping. Not in... I had the camera on, and then of course they moved to sleep in a different spot. Charmed enemies deal more damage. Oh man, look at that. Summon a Drake. If I can do that, but not with this guy. Okay, that one's okay. No. No. Yeah, I guess. Alright. That didn't take too long. Probably longer than I should have spent on it still, but... Wait.
What?
You. Okay. You guys are all leveled up.
Now, you see
Bye.
anything you...
Seek your horizons, and I shall seek mine.
Have fun never being in the party.
Where you walk, I follow.
Okay, where do I need to go next?
Sure.
I know I need to go to... Basically need to go to a bunch of these districts. Now they're relegated back to the boat. They are. But sometimes we get attacked on the boat, and then it matters. Usually us getting attacked on the boat is because I rammed our boat into another boat, but, you know, that's just the way it goes. Gotta be ready. Oh. I've been ambushed. These remind me of those things in those encounters in Dragon Age Origins in Deadfire. The cliffs high above throw the narrow alleys and tunnels of Nekataga's ghettos into darkness, even in midday. Yes, we've done this before. Nice neighborhood, Maya clicks her tongue, bidding Ishiza to stay close. You turn a corner and walk into a plaintive cry. Help! Misshapen shadows mix. Oh, with low hissing of skittering claws and filthy stone to resolve into a pack of Skulder. Their glistening maws float in the black, and cave grubs wriggle about their legs, mandibles snapping as if to mangle the air. Why is that? Just a girl as a distraction. On the far side of the creatures, a small girl dressed in the rags of the Juana. Well, okay, not all Juana have rags. I think what you mean are the Raparu. Grips a gleaming sword in both hands. She brandishes it wildly at the Skulder, each swing of the blade releasing a howl that keeps the beasts at bay. They creep ever closer of her, and her eyes plead with your own. Wow. Cool. Get out of here, kid. I'll take care of these beasts. The girl shakes her head and swings the weapon again, driving back a scolder. Can't! No way behind me. Okay, we gotta draw the beast's attention then. It's a dare. With a resounding shout, a dare rushes into the fray. The scolder flinch and turn on your party. They growl hungrily as they charge forward. Yep, that's a dare's job. Kid fighting for her life. Cool. That icon is athletic, so it makes more sense. Yeah, it's like a swimming icon. Yeah, which makes sense in a game that's most of a lot of what it comes up, but it does also do. In a game about boats, that is a lot of what it comes up, but it also is climbing and the usual athletics checks in D&D. Okay. You don't have like, oh, you do actually have withdraw. Okay, well, we'll start with this. Let's see, do these have better? Okay. Kid fighting for her life with a sweet sword that I'm definitely going to get the option to steal. These actually have not great deflection, so. Keep shooting, Tex. Actually, I want you to shoot that one. And did you finish casting that yet? Maybe not. Whoop. Alright, this one it is then. Well, kid's fine. She's healthy. It's important. There we go. Let's draw. Oh, that requires you to run all the way over there. Well, maybe don't do that yet then. Maybe let's focus on killing these. That's interesting. Do they have like high burn resistance? No. They're immune to lightning, some of them. The cave grubs are immune to lightning, that's weird. Alright, I think Maya's gonna kill that thing. Oh, she did. Good. Oh no, don't run into it! Oh no. Oh no. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Is he really getting... He's actually getting hit for once. You can now actually get up to her and do this.
That's not supposed to
I'm
happen.
just sticking her in a little bubble for her own good. Please stop trying to fight.
No rush. But if you have any antidotes handy, I'd be much obliged.
Are you poisoned? Oh, you are poisoned. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go.
What do you need?
Will do.
No. Larva. Alright. Hey, kid. Girl panting before you, draped in tattered repara robes, bears a few bruises and cuts, but looks otherwise unharmed. Beads of sweat commingle with trickling blood on her forehead. Finally relaxing, she lowers the sword she's been swinging, letting the edge rest in the dirt. The pommel bears the form of a dog's head.
Thanks, stranger. Don't think I could have made it without you.
Kusi smiles, eyes gleaming in the gloom. What are you doing out here?
These Skulder had been picking folk off for weeks, picking on the weak. Those too young, old, or sick to fight them off.
She kicks one of the corpses.
Maybe it was stupid, but I couldn't let that go on, not if I could help it.
That was incredibly brave of you.
Nah.
Kizzy looks away with a blush and her hair falling over her face to half hide her grin.
I mean, maybe a little.
You look like you had it handled. I just swept in to clean up. Trying to...
I doubt it, but thanks for saying so all the same.
Darwin says, oh no, this isn't another person to level up, is it?
Anyway, I think you should have this. For what you did, and for what you can do with it.
She kneels, wipes the blood off the blade, and slides it into its scabbard before proffering it to you. Well, we've already got a masseuse we don't need. He said we were going to steal it Thursday. Most Juana in the gullet don't have your grafts of a deer in.
That's Father's doing. He traveled all over and he insisted that I learn Adiran, Valian, and Rawatayan.
She puffs out her chest. How is she a Roparu if she's this educated?
I even know a few phrases in Anutanic.
Anutanic? Oh. The Boreal Dwarves language. Interesting. So like Inuit. You should keep your sword.
It would mean a lot to me if you took it. Besides, it's a bit big for me. I should probably stick with daggers and the like.
Well, aren't you gonna get bigger?
Oh, the lady knows what she likes in a weapon. Ahead of her years, this one.
Maya grins down at the door. At the girl. Okay, if you insist. As you take from the sword from her, the girl steps back. Griffin's Blade. Howling Blade. Features such a dazed target. Grants Loyal Companion. Spirit of Griffin grants steadfast to the wielder and nearby allies when the wielder is blooded. Which is +5 resolve, which is plus will and deflection. It's decent. Well, that's cool. If I use swords, that'd be neat.
I truly appreciate what you did. Not everyone in Nekataka steps in for a neighbor. I need to be getting back to Mother, though.
She grimaces down at one of the dead Skulder.
I probably shouldn't take home Skulder meat, should I?
She muses. A minute I was expecting it to be cursed. Well, there's still a possibility. Yeah, she was kind of talking like a companion, but I was like, there's not a companion child or a sidekick child. Like, that's not going to be a thing in this. I don't think. Just make sure there's nothing. I don't think there's ever anything in these maps, really, but... okay, we were going here. Okay. There were 3 in Final Fantasy II, whatever number it was in Japan. That isn't that surprising to me. Who are we looking to meet here? Don't remember. Guess they would be this person. Wakayo. I don't. The Fleet Master. Wherever that is. Not the gunsmithy. Is he standing out here somewhere? Like over here? Oh, he's in probably in the Fleet Master's office. That's probably a good bet. Best child companion is, of course, the 12-year-old sniper in Valkyrie Chronicles 1. Well, it's more viable than a melee 12-year-old.
Clear skies.
I haven't killed anyone for you yet. Why would I be your favorite? Well, you don't have to worry about a silhouette skipper anymore.
Pirates are adept at scattering when threatened. But this makes planting your boot on the neck of a straggler all the sweeter.
Does it? Koro counts out a bag of coins and presents it with one arm crossed over his chest.
I would keep my privateer busy. You will speak to me when you are ready for work, yes? Your target is Radolf, a Valiant captain and seeker of lost ruins. There is no wicked length he would not go to plunder the dignity of these isles.
McCoy's fists tighten. We'll take the bounty.
My confidence swells to hear of this, Captain. Radolf commands the Galleon Gold Bell and seeks for ruins east of Nekataka, on the southwestern tip of the Kua Orakuhu island chain.
Alright, thanks.
I trust you.
Ishi's crap is harder to get out of leather than tar. This is the second time he's gotten my boots.
It's a phase. He's just trying to cozy up to you, Firefly.
Well, I was sneaking him some extra seeds. Can you make him target who he poops on? 'Cause I got someone in mind.
This sounds like a story. Tell me everything.
Aww. Yeah, be friends, guys. I need Maya to be happy with my party at least. Maybe she's not happy with me. Friends! Actually, that's a good question. Does Maya actually like Jody? Do we actually have someone who likes Jody in the party now? Let's see here. Oh, Adair actually technically likes Jody. He just doesn't want to, you know. Aloth I guess Aloth likes Jody. Huh, interesting. Everybody hates Decay, but yeah, that's the same. Okay, so there's a thingy in here. Need to go check out a Hadra pillar. That's what we're supposed to do. And also maybe talk to some guys. Okay. Well, is it on the rooftop? It's on the roof. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. I'm a little worried about it. There it is.
On it. This luminous Audra ought to be able to take my soul's watcher. What do you say?
Let's try it. I don't know if this is gonna be bad. Like, is it gonna cut me off to try it? I don't know. A gleaming pillar of luminous Audra towers over you as Chody stomps confidently toward its base, a grin ripping wide over her face. Well, that's good. I'm glad she's into this.
Get ready to witness the feat of a lifetime, Watcher. I'm about to do God's good work, to single-handedly shepherd a multitude of souls straight into the depths of hell.
Yeah, you tell him. She rubs her hands together, drubs her palms against her hips, snatches up her lantern, eager. Ready. She wriggles the shoulders and pops her neck, stance subtly widening. God, I love this. I'm ready to be impressed.
Then keep your eyes peeled, 'cause it's gonna happen.
She snaps her fingers.
Fast as a fire beetle flash. The Audra will snatch him right quick once I conjure the light. So don't look away.
Don't close your eyes, Marion. Look into the light. As she exhales his last words, she presses one palm to the cold expanse of gem-like growth, fingers trembling and like a firework going off. The light from her lantern flares blindingly bright. Electricity? No. Hypercharged soul energy whips across the air, lashing open Chody's skin, traveling the pathway of 1,000 branching veins and capillaries. The strikes bursts Chody bloody from face to neck to arms to lower, and she screams, her voice a secondary crack across the sky. Oh fuck. Release the souls? I'm worried about this.
I swear to the gods, I'm trying.
The words rattle from between clenched teeth, ripped from her convulsing body, but she doesn't let go of the Adra that's searing her palm. The lantern trembles so violently It nearly cracks, but then a massive wave of purple essence rushes from the lantern. It swirls up and around the Adra, crashing along the glimmering surface before being sucked inside. The Adra pulses brighter, then darker, and then even brighter, blinding. There's a howling, and then the Adra cracks, and a jagged shard tumbles to the ground.
Ugh, son of a god's darn motherless cur! That hurt worse than a back-to-back whooping from Uncle Angbert's quarterstaff. Hell, and I only gotta do it again and again on cycle until the day I die?
You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Ugh, but the guild says I do. I can't turn my back on my purpose any more than I could Aora in need. I never did want to take the easy route.
She nods.
I'll keep reaping more souls then. Do my duty till I fall to dirt and bones. Never you worry, though. I'll see to dumping my lantern in the future on my own. Thank you for finding me a way to handle my burden, even if it does involve the occasional jolt of pain.
Chest heaving, Chody scrabbles for the Adra shard embedded in the ground. The crystal slick with blood from her palm, she shoves it into her pocket, and she shakes her head. Okay. So I guess that worked out.
I feel so light I could float away.
Chody casts an odd look to her darkened lantern before turning you a whimsical smile. Well, there's a lot of buildup about her worrying that those souls weren't going to be able to make it through whatever method we chose, but it seems like it was fine. That looked like it hurt.
Never felt anything so painful in my whole life.
Thursday said, I feel like Chody's canteen is definitely filled with sweet tea, and not like tea that's a little sweet, like diabetes level sweet tea. Yes, correct.
I don't know if this is what Gon planned for me, but I'd like to think we did right by these souls. We're bringing light to the darkness, ensuring spring follows the coming fall.
She dusts her hands on her hip before setting off at a determined clip. Alright, well, she's injured. System shock, yeah. Well, that's good. Is her quest... Oh, her quest is complete. Interesting. Alright, so she trusted them to a luminous Adra pillar, and we hope that that works. The other option was to talk to these alchemists, or not alchemists, animists, animancers, those guys, soul wizards, soul scientists, and have them try to do it. But Chody was much more, she was pretty apprehensive about both things. Herald of Wrath, are you here to see a priest? How do you know? How do you know? Whoops. I killed those people. Oh. Okay. Port Mage, we can go there. Serpent's Crown. I think that's the last place we gotta go. In Nekataka. Just go here. There's a negative here. Chody's accent is, yeah, one of my favorite things on this game. It's really... It's just such a... We've talked about it a lot before. The breadth of accents in this game and the way that they use them is really good. Who am I looking for? This guy, I think.
The belly of the great eel roars with hunger. Will you help Barati to calm it?
Yep.
With joy, not hunger, does the great eel lash its mighty tail. Dachila has sated the beast for now.
Barati passes you a pouch of coins and claps your hand hard. What do you got?
The jaws of Tangaloa gnash about a Rowatine captain named Ohiro.
Barati folds his arm and closes his eyes.
His cannon fire echoes in the ears of slumbering gods. The beast cries out for a more restful Deadfire.
Sure.
Akira, you chose wisely. Ohiro sails the junk Stone Anchor, south of the Kua-o-Rikuhu island chain due east of Nikitaka. The gods will thank you for quieter seas.
He inclines his head and touches his brow. Okay.
Of course.
Gotta get these bounties. Oh, Nekataka likes me now. And the Juana like me now. Maybe I can go talk to him now.
What do you need?
You're right. He does do that with his hands.
Fine. Tis roughing his precious spelling book that scares the lad. Or maybe tis notching his wee finger.
You gotta stop. My sides hurt.
Oh no.
Oh, I miss this.
Surely you've spied how he's always brushing himself. He won't say, but he's afeard of seagull shit.
So they're talking about Olaf. It's Isilmir talking, which is Olaf's other personality, more or less. It's complicated. Forgot that I needed, or I didn't realize that I was going to have that much reputation, so I can try and go talk to this guy again now. Hello, Prince.
Do not leave me in suspense, I say. If you have questions, the royal brother will hear. Again, you bring this up. Speak on, I say.
Huh.
Akira, the tribes beyond our city look to her as
Okay.
well. And the problems are as numerous as fish in the sea.
Then it would be a shame if the trading companies recognize this failure of leadership.
Akira, if one framed it that way.
Prince squeezes his hands into fists.
I will dredge up the resources to feed the Raparu if the meat must come from my own body.
Finally, we fed him.
The work of keeping pace with our rivals. There is no end, I say.
But not because of our reputation. I really thought it's the way that he said it sounded like our reputation. If we got it high enough, he would do it. But
if you have more to say, I am not above listening.
Good thinking.
alright, so now we gotta go to the gullet, tell them that food has been restored. Get some good eats.
Visited? Which lands? No, wait. What was the strangest thing you ever saw?
Found an island with a pillar of Adra carved into a giant foot.
God, what a thrill. You're so well traveled. It's amazing.
Oh,
but
is Chody just crushing on everyone?
What about your loved ones?
Aside from my family, anyone special to me is already here, Firefly.
Well, that's... You see, I mean, same for me. I thought I'd miss my brethren more, but having someone who understands me, it's a surprising relief.
I don't think she understands you, Chody. But I hope you two can be friends. God, I forgot that Chody made a pass at me last time. After she already made a pass at Adair and Adair shut her down. I forgot about that. Oh. Huh? The queen will double her efforts to feed your growing population. Old man's eyes glisten.
Not in this lifetime could I have hoped for more. To have garnered our queen's generosity. I ache to believe it. Never can I thank you enough, Watcher who has the ear of both kith and gods. Always the Raparu will know of your kindness. Should you need refuge within Nekadaka, know that the Raparu will stand by your side.
Take care.
May Amira's wind ever fill your sails, girl.
Is that Hylia?
We will not forget what you have done for us.
Where Dad at?
You're giving me a weird look. What did he do?
I'm not giving him a weird look. He's giving me a weird look.
I like that we haven't had Maya around that much, so we're getting all this new dialogue, which is fun. We will leave the city by sea. Okay. I hear a familiar voice. Let's follow the winding streets of Nekataka. The usual city sounds of cartwheels against cobbles and shouting vendors fades, replaced by the cacophony of a heated argument on the verge of boiling over. One of the voices rings familiar. Haima from the God's End. My cook. Sneak closer to observe. Yeah, let's do it. As you round the corner, you see Haima surrounded by a group of unfamiliar soldiers. From their dress, you don't believe they're locals. You shout at Haima, who returns the yelling with interest, though you can't make out the actual matter of the argument. One of the sailors shoves Haima against a wall, and the hand of another thug lingers dangerously near his weapon. Let's approach openly. Haima's made yours and whited. Captain! Thank the gods! I could use a hand here. Forgot Chodi's injured. The captain, the unfamiliar sailor chuckles, her eyes heavily hooded. You should have taught your mates not to start fights. They don't have the stones to finish. Her compatriots snicker, shifting towards you. You could just turn into a fucking, like, deer. Like a elk. I'm sorry about my mate's behavior, but I can't let you make them unfit to serve. I don't suppose an apology would suffice. Oh, why is it only me? Perfectly reasonable way to resolve matters. Aloth looks brightly between the aggrieved parties. The sailors look... Okay, good. It does actually use our modified check. Sailors look another... She looks at Jaime. Let's hear it. Jaime gives you a sad glance and looks back to the woman. Sorry, ma'am. What was that? The other sailor snicker. Sorry, ma'am. The woman salutes you, then turns on her heel. Sailors walk away. Alright. Jaime approaches you, grinning openly. Thanks, Captain. You truly saved me, but just now. Just be more careful. The next time I might not be there to save you. Yes, Captain. Jaime heads off towards the ship, whistling along the way. I forgot that we actually need to go here and rest. Weren't we almost there? Sometimes that happens. So that Chodi can get rid of her wound. I'm not sure if you can rest on the ship, like with. Well, you know you can, right? Because you just have to eat food to get rid of an injury. Or can you rest it? I don't remember. There's some things you just can't do a normal rest for. That's what I was trying to get rid of. And I don't remember the specifics of how it works. So we'll just go down here, and I know this will work. Pretty sure.
Now, you see anything?
Alright, we're ready.
How much of the captain's hardtack have you eaten? You're gonna make yourself sick again, foolish bird.
Oh yeah, I didn't look at my, I haven't looked at our supplies, if we need more medicine again. Would not be surprised if we do. Oh, well, we're okay. These guys are still injured, though. Oh, poor worthless idiot. Okay, what should we do? So, yeah, that's the area where we're going to be going. But let's go to Fort Deadlight. Or at least head towards it. The Osa Channel. As you travel northwest, you discover a broad channel separating you from the flat expanse of a sandy islet. Islet? A wooden bridge spans the waterway, easily wide enough to accommodate a cart and horse. A crowd throngs the bridge, an eclectic menagerie of clean-coated Valians, Amawa in bright red colorful robes, and even the odd Orlin. Down the hill, by the water's edge, a small cluster of Amawa have gathered. Approach the Amawa near the water. From the shore, you can see the channel's current seems. You can see that the channel's current seems significantly stronger than it had from afar, perhaps fed by the recent storms. The Juana gathered here, garbed in thin robes and little elves, watch as you approach. One steps forward, her own gown in far brighter colors than those around her. She grins, her sharp triangular teeth peeking from between her lips. An Amawa, but no Deadfire native. Come to rediscover your culture? What's this all about? The arc of her hand describes first the swimmers, then the waters, and then the islet on the other side. They challenge the Osa Channel. The rains fell, and the waters run swift. They must swim swifter yet. For each who finishes, there is honor. For the one who wins, there is more. Examine the competitors. The largest of them, a bald woman, is all muscle. She'd be menacing in a fight, but in the water the bulk might slow her down. One of them... so that's just a... Yeah. A man with tightly curled blonde hair combines lean muscle with compact frame. As he stretches, he watches the water as if it were an old friend. You doubt the third, a gangly teen, should even be here. A light wind might carry him away. Who stands the best chance of winning? She chuckles, a hand flat upon her stomach. The one in gaudy favors, sure as the tide. but you don't miss her glance toward the wiry blonde Amawa. I'd like to join the race. Sure. She bows her head slightly, then Akira cousin, we welcome you do so. I mean, I'm a terrible swimmer, but I'm ready to race. She nods and motions you toward the channel. Then go join the others at the water's edge. Leave your clothes upon the rocks, and they will warm you after. I have to get naked? She shrugs, the faintest hint of a grin, twisting her lips. We require nothing. I'm a terrible swimmer, says the boat captain. That's what a dare is for. He jumps in the water and saves me. And everyone else. I think I'll keep my clothes on for speed. Set your heavy gear aside, but remain clothed. Faint trace of a smile forms on Adair's lips. Fuck Adair. Hope you're not doing this out on my account. I'm just going to be watching for sea turtles anyway. Do you happen to fall in often? It hasn't happened yet. Well, actually that's not true. It happens at the start of the game and Adair drags you out. That's true. That's literally the start of the... Like, near or right after the start of the game, after the first part. You spring off the stone and crash into the cool, crisp salt water with the other swimmers. As hard as you kick and pull, the current pushes back with the strength of a bear. You keep pace with the Juana, though your muscles burn with the effort. Really? I made a success on athletics? One of the Juana, you notice, struggles to remain in the pack. No, he's struggling just to stay above water. His desperate gasps carry down the channel. Help him to shore. I'm a good person. You wrap an arm around the struggling swimmer, and he has the wherewithal not to struggle against you as you swim towards land. You pull yourself onto the rocky shore and help him up behind you. A large bald woman pulls ahead and reaches the goal first. The crowd roars as she walks onto the far shore, fists raised victoriously. The young swimmer squeezes your arm. Many thanks, Akira. The crowd on the bridge thins, the commotion dies down. Your journey continues. Weird! Side note, sea turtles IRL are super cool, and they are real fast in the water. Thank God, a way to bow out of the competition with grace. Yeah, that's kind of weird that just as that ends, no one acknowledges it. It's just a little like, yep, we just helped that kid. Like, because I was like, what is the point of, like, looking, like, going over the competitors? Are you going to be able to interact with them in the race in any way? And, I mean, maybe you could if you had kept going, but... Fishing village, alright. And what if I had just, like, gone to the... I guess you just cross the bridge. If you just go to the bridge. Alright, so... We're going to Fort Deadlight, which means... we gotta hoist some colors. Pirate colors. We're totally pirates. You notice that one of the competitors has much more developed muscles on the right-hand side, suggesting the goal to steer sideways when swimming. Through the distant haze of sea mist and rocky shadows, Fort Deadlight rises over the horizon. Approaching a pirate's stronghold is a risky venture even for the most skilled of mariners. Any ship not flying a Principe flag that's sighted in Deadfire's shallows may be raided. Hoist up a Principe flag. Well, that's what I already did that. With the Principe flag flapping wildly from your mast, you smoothly sail into port and moor up at the dock. The docks are crawling with sailors of all ages and races, many of them wearing mismatched, battle-torn outfits, guns strapped to their thighs and chests. They load and unload cargo holds, arms brawny, grinning faces sun-blistered as they laugh and curse and shout, and hack phlegm onto the splintered boards of the dock. From the bustle, Principe guards emerge to hail your arrival. Satisfied with appearances, they nod you on, and you make your way up to the fort's main gate. So we're here to kill the head of this fort. As asked by the Principe, they want to kill him. Or one of them does. We also need to bring... Hopefully it lets me... It doesn't ask for my party. I need to actually, like... Because I need to bring... dude here. Blue Furry Man. I don't remember his name.
Now let's try not to blow our cover.
Can I leave? Well, that's annoying. You cannot call him Blue Furry Man. That's super racist. I don't think you would mind. Did it just... Oh, that's annoying that it's gonna load me all the way back out. Like, I just want to change my party. How do I... Oh, I hit this button. Oh, I didn't actually realize that. It's that easy. Okay. Seraphim. There we go. That should be fine. Oh, Abaddon's iron scrote cap. Them guns be even bigger than I remember. Wow, we missed dialogue. Seraphim looks up at the fortress from the deck and inhales through his teeth. I could be vouchsafing you with the guards if you be getting us to dock without being blasted to bits thrice over. Otherwise, I'd be recommending the sneakiest approach you got. Alright. There we go. Better. We're gonna have to level him up a few levels, but he's not that far behind. Hedio! Guess if you call him the Blue Furry Man, that just sounds like Sonic. Oh, Trudy wants to talk to me. Alright. God. He's so proud of himself. I mean, in the portrait he could pass for a medieval fantasy beast. Well, he's a little smart, but that is pretty much what he looks like. Yeah. It's not very exciting, regardless. Those are all fine. I don't care about any of these. Just give him a pistol. Alright, new level. Borrowed Instinct. Okay. Detonate. That's cool. Ringleader is good. I remember that ability. Echoing Shield. I don't like the way they phrase this, immunity to concentration attacks. But basically it means the enemies can't have concentration. It sounds like it's the opposite of that. Resolute. Yeah, it's not that exciting. Tactical meld. Yeah. Not that exciting either, to be honest. Keen mind. Oh, additional focus starts. Okay, that's good. Rapid focus is good. This is good. And I will also use this probably. He doesn't really need it, but he also doesn't particularly need. I guess that's a lot of damage.
Hi, Theo. Oh, you gonna come sit with me? Oh, yes. You're a good boy.
Okay, let's also make sure he is equipped. Hey, buddy. What we got here? We got a blunderbuss. Fancy blunderbuss. The hand mortar. Okay. Oh yeah, we have Chodi's lantern we can actually level up. Light of the Dawn Star. Unique. Okay, so either one of these. Threshing Aura or Light of the Dawn Star. Increases damage output. Damage increases with the wielder's related to the skill. 5% resistance against spells. Okay. Interesting. I don't normally... Yeah, usually you're supposed to be wielding that anyway. Oops. We have a fine wand for you? I guess we do. Do I not have a fine spear? Like, really? I guess I don't. So take these out, please. We should give him some better clothes. Sorry, buddy. What does this do? Oh, +1 bluff, +1 diplomacy. Oh. I want someone else to have that. Forgot that he had that. I don't know. Is that another Ring of Overseeing? Well, it's definitely going to you. Well, it could go to him. Yeah. Sure. There you go, buddy. Have fun. Should probably wear a black cape. That brown doesn't really suit you. Where's the hats? Oh, they're in here. Okay, that's just...
Not a bad bit of tackle, Ken.
Oh?
Watcher.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit that, but that's fine. Chody claps her hands together excitedly. Foregoing nibbling on her bottom lip, she beams you a sunny grin. For once, she's not nibbling on her bottom lip.
Guess what? No, go on and guess, really.
What is it?
No dreams, waking or sleeping. I ain't had a one since loosing those souls.
Hiking her chin up, she grins even wider.
I feel so fine. Like I swallowed a star and now I got light bursting from my chest.
This is gonna end terribly, isn't it?
Can you see it in me? This happiness? It's all on account of you, Watcher.
Well, that's great, Chody.
Everything's different now.
She nods.
The world looks so dang bright, doesn't it? Even at night.
She tips her face up. Her eyes skim the reaches of the sky.
The sky goes all glittery with stars. Must be what the gods see when new souls are born.
I feel like swallowing a star would be decidedly unpleasant. Yeah, well. As Chody saunters off, she sighs with contentment. That's Chody.
Right. How might I help you out of a bit of money, Squab? Care to join our fun? Or is it swilling information you're chasing?
Pirate looks you over, eyeing the make of you. A sly smile curls his mouth as he tosses a pair of dice to rattle over the cobblestone ground. Without so much as a glance at the settling dice, he calls out their numbers. I'm looking for Captain Benwith.
I ain't my captain's keeper. And I know better than to ask what business you've got with Brutal Ben.
He jerks his head once to the right.
You might check the court for him. If he ain't target practicing, he's tickling the harpsichord or taking his swill. 2 out of the 3 can be done there. But if you see him, don't fucking tell him I sent ya.
He rolls a spare die over the tops of his fingers, making it appear and disappear with fluid flicks of his hand. Buddy, I'm not gonna gamble with a guy who is, like, obviously capable of cheating. What the hell is... Oh. From the upper ramparts, a wooden crane suspends a pallet stacked with heavy black casks over the cobblestone courtyard. The pallet groans, swinging slightly while its hempen rope creaks from the strain. Well, let's... and we can knock it down. Let's not do that. Oh god, we got a dog! We got a fucking dog! Hello, Hattie. Hi. Where are you gonna go? Are you gonna go here? There you go. Oh, what a nice dog.
Huh? Mm-hmm.
It was their first hanging. Had the rope too long, so we cut the tosser's head right off.
Huh. Ain't even possible, that.
It is. I'm telling you, I saw it.
Streaks of blood coat the hemp of this noose. Yeah, it's possible. Wow. We'll get back to that.
Can't say I recognise your fishy mug, which means you ought not to be up here.
Why's that?
Benwith's watching the deadlight for Captain Aldi's inner absence. He gets the privilege on account of them going way back.
She sniffs and rubs a swollen knuckle over a spot of dried blood under one nostril.
If you know what I mean.
You get into a fight recently?
Had a spot of trouble at the forge. He's sorted now, though.
Her eyes brighten as she rasps a rough laugh.
Don't be worrying about my kisser. Enough prattling. For now, only Benwick's personal crewmates are permitted into Deadlight's Heights. You ain't one, so swim off.
No need to be rude.
It's not that I don't trust you. But seeing as I don't trust you half so far as I can throw you, I'll be escorting you down.
Right, wonder they ain't strung you up, Cap. Best not be pressing your fortune.
Scrolling on this banner reads, Ramparts restricted. Oh, I didn't look at that. This gibbet's spattered with seagull droppings. Okay. Well, let's talk to No Nut Ned. He's very powerful on account of his lack of nutting.
Care to have a look?
Show me what you have for sale?
Right away.
Wow, there's no dialogue. The Bloody Lynx. Survive all defenses when bloodied. Killer's gloves. That's cool. Boots of evasion.
Ahoy, Captain. I've got to come clean about something. And that'll be as good a time as not.
Well, I certainly can't object to a cleaner Seraphim.
Much as I hate Benwith, the main reason I signed up with you were to get here. To get a chance to look for a man named Romaro.
Irked Chody. Oh, that's Chody's upset about Skullduggery, yeah. Who's Romaro?
That'd be a longer story than we've got time for. Quick of it be that Romaro's in trouble. The Principe have sent a ship hunter after him, and I've got an evening and a half to find him first. I didn't see his ship, so probably not. But mayhaps we could keep a weather eye open for clues to his whereabouts.
Okay, let's keep a lookout for clues. Let's talk to Skadwin.
Think this'll break me? Ha! It won't. Spit on me, and I'll make you regret it. One day, surely.
Oh, she's like tied up. I didn't actually realize. Why are you being punished?
Those hagfish. Benweth's crew lashed me up to be, and I quote, a deterrent to insubordination. It's shark shit. All I did was filch one of their horns and blast it to start along with. I wanted to see her get all worked up.
Benwith crew uses horn blasts for an alarm.
Well, sure. But shouldn't you know this, on account of you being a captain?
She tilts her head back, gazing suspiciously at you from beneath her lashes. I used to sail for Ferrante. He runs things differently. Yeah.
That he does, the master rogue. You should have come to us sooner. We're accepting of even old bloods if they're wanting to run fresh.
I'll cut you loose.
Not that I ain't grateful, but if Ben's crew spots me about, they'll be taking more than my pride next.
Good point.
Like I could go anywhere.
Been slower than two slugs swimming since Aldi's put the lid on it.
Winds will be changing soon enough. Benwith can't resist throwing another bash for long.
The dungeons, huh? The description on this banner reads, keep away from the dungeons. Let's talk to Mineo. He groans, too weak to lift his head.
Forge ain't far from here, right up them stairs. Got a particular smell it does.
Benwith's crew only to go up there, apparently.
Come, we've plenty to share.
Mix of exotic spirits fill the cups on this table. Ruddy fare.
Oh, there. Watch your step. The stones are a mite slippery.
Pirate stumbles when he turns, slapping a palm onto the table to steady himself. In the process, he knocks a tankard to the ground, spilling a frothy beverage.
Here's to ourselves. May the gods grant us more gold and luck than we can imagine.
He raises his mug high overhead. Is this a celebratory drink?
You bet. Our bosun just brought a treasure map. We're saluting to our future prosperity, we are.
This seems to be pretty much the definition of putting the cart before the horse.
We'd be making a proper ruckus if with the Crag-Hearted wasn't such an accursed downer.
What's got with the Crag-Hearted all twisted up?
She loathes any type of disorder, especially that of the loud variety. We get too wild and you watch, she'll be stomping down here to yell at us.
Farewell. Is that the lady we talked to? I'm not sure. Like, is that her? No. Okay. So I don't know what the point of getting that person over here would be. The court, which is one of the places they said Benwin could be.
Why in the blackest alley
Oh,
you
hello.
clomping around so loud? Howbeit, you're not allowed up here, you no good fuddlers.
Got a problem with drunks?
Just got no patience for them, the bilge lickers. It's rot enough I'm posted next to the forge, having to listen to that hammer striking non-stop all day long. Add on those howling guzzlers at the bottom of the stairs, and you get the picture. Enough gabbling. The ramparts are off limits to anyone but Benweth's crew. Run off, or I'll run you through.
No need to get testy.
No, I'd best escort you back. Follow me if you want to keep living. Try to sneak past if you want to die.
Let's go to court. The pirate court.
Before I go introducing you to Siri, I should mention something.
Seraphim frowns, scratching at his furred cheek. Hi, Sierra. Well, we're currently on an island, but we were sailing around earlier. Go on.
I might have said things to Siri when I last dropped anchor at Deadlight. Just lovers' words, savvy. But I can't say I rightly lived up to them. I ain't saying there's a problem, just a possible wrinkle in the old charts.
A pirate misleading someone to plunder their booty. Shocking. Islands are basically boats made of ground. Okay. I'm glad it's acceptable.
You ain't sailing with bare poles, Cap. All I'm saying is, you see her go for a pistol, you best step away from me.
Hey guys.
Damn me, the cops run dry.
Oh, the Deadlight horn. Well, I wasn't expecting that to be in there.
Benweth be behind these doors, no doubt about it.
Crew rosters, wanted posters, and assorted maps clutter this notice board. Aye, and welcome. Rats screaming, the discarded barrels of grog. Just a heads up, don't worry, it's just me she wants to shoot, yeah. Oh, it's a harpsichord. Rig a bomb to the harpsichord. Holy shit. So they said that he likes to play the harpsichord. Oh my god. This is like fucking Hitman! Discount Hitman. Let's talk to Siri. So this is, who might shoot at Seraphim. The Orlan's eyes grow larger as you approach, and then narrow to a sharp edge. Her hands briefly ball into fists before finding their way to her hips. With a sharp twist of her head, she flips seaweed green hair over one shoulder.
Look who finally washed back up ashore.
The edge to her word matches the sharpness of her teeth. Seraphin winces. I'm pretty sure Hitman Absolution is actually Discount Hitman. That's bad, Discount Hitman.
Ahoy there, Siri. Miss me?
Did I miss you?
She growls. That.
Like a fish misses water, you gutless bastard. For the first few weeks, anyhow. Till it turned to confusion and worry. You said you'd write every night, didn't you? Then where were the birds or the boats with your poems and pages?
You saying our pirate's a poet?
Trudy turns wide eyes to Seraphin, amusement making the corners of her mouth twitch.
Siri, sweet honeyheart, I scribbled you missives day and night. Declarations of passion, sonnets in songs. Well, on account of me being at sea, I never had the opportunity to post them.
Okay, Chody likes this because it's passionate, because apparently she doesn't understand that he's bullshitting, which feels like a very Chody thing.
Oh, I'm certain. I'm certain I should believe every word of that blarney. About as certain as I am that you're a snake-tongued philanderer worth little more than a tug in the rug.
I plundered you up a pair of fine, very fine...
She's charming and an idiot. I love her. Yep.
With that tooling you like round the cuffs and all. But the gentleman sprung a leak, and they ended up thoroughly sodden.
She scoffs, and he looks to you with a shrug.
Tell her, Cap.
They were very fine shoes. Let's see here. Should we make Seraphin deal with it, or should I just apologize for him? I feel like I should make him deal with it. She's upset, Seraphin. Lying won't set things straight.
Fucking I'm upset. Got every cod-crushing reason to put 16 plugs of lead in your furry blue ass and see how you sink.
Okay, she called him a furry blue man or ass, so I think I can call him a furry blue man. Maybe. Maybe that's not how that works. Arms crossed, Siri taps her right foot, a smidge faster than the tempo of the music. Seraphin rubs the back of his head and clears his throat.
Siri, I truly wish I was savvy to what's gone belly up betwixt us. I weren't intending to scorn you, I swear it on Andra's salty teat.
Oh, you weren't intending to scorn me, eh? You wish you was savvy, eh? Andra's salty fucking teat, eh?
Only if you're prepared to sleep with him. Alright, Daimon, fair enough. That will not be happening. She asked this question louder than last. Yes, we heard it.
Ah, balls. We be in for it now.
You can't just go showering a lass with wildflowers and filling her head with verse if you're planning to ship out and never see her again.
Seraphin witches and shame splashes you like a bucket of cold piss. Let the visions come. Let's see what Seraphin is. Slick wet fur. Oh no. Oh. God damn it. Really didn't want this. Okay. Slick wet fur in the lamplight. Calloused palms. Perusing her pelt. Tweaking teats and biting at the soft edge of the neck. Thrusting into hotness, yet tender, hopeful. Not that this time will be the one that lasts, but that she might forget this sodden shithouse for an evening or two. Wasn't expecting furry sex on this stream.
You've been lucky thus far, you know. I'm of half a mind to call ye out, and I'm no worse than many with a blade. Least then, perhaps you'll give me a lick of satisfaction.
God damn it, Daimon. Oh, I'm thirsty. Her hand strays toward her belt. You know Seraphin Sales. Didn't you want him to leave? Siri's eyes bulge and her arms go slack. She lets her head drop.
Aye, mate. Maybe you've got yourself a right idea there.
She sighs.
I be truly sorry, lass. Sorrier still than that. I won't go spinning no yarns about being married to the sea or coming home to you someday. I ain't that gentleman, nor never will be neither.
She's a pirate. She's a furry pirate. And Seraphin's ex. He straightens and meets her eyes.
Alls I can promise you is that what be broken me there ain't fixing for. I'll be a right sad fuck. And there ain't nothing to account for it but me.
I'm saying nothing. Siri sighs, wraps herself in her arms, and peers at Seraphin for a long, quiet moment.
That I can understand. I'm not forgiving you a lick now. I won't go seeking for your blood, neither. Now, why don't you be telling me what you want so I can be shot of you for good?
Aye, lass. The captain's got an ask or two about Deadlight. But first, I need to know. You remember Romaro? Sailed with me on a sorcerer.
Aye, I remember Romaro. You think I've gone wet in the head or something? Your words have always been as flowery for him as they were for me.
Seraphin claps once, grinning.
It weren't so long ago he shipped out, come to think on it.
Do you know where he went?
Can't rightly say. Left in a hurry, I think. Or at least he were here one day and gone the next. Not that he ever mixed much with the sods here.
Why was he here at the fort?
Well, tells you, let me know. Rumour were he went mutinous.
Rage flashes behind your eyes, and your blood goes hot. What?
Oh, sideways pickle or shit and a half.
Oh, his. Seraphin slams a fist into the nearby wall, and Siri flinches.
Wait till I find a way of fuck mother spreading this rancid shit. Teach them the very meaning of keelhaul, I will.
Don't know the truth of it myself. Might have been Romaro himself started the rumours. Gave him his privacy, certain. Even here, mutineers make no friends.
Give my thanks, lass. Truly. And many more besides.
Bows deeply, braided beard brushing the floor.
Oh, keep it in your pantaloons, you randy swab. You had any other questions, Captain? Happy to oblige the person hauling this blue bastard away from Fort Deadlight.
Just who is this Romaro person Seraphin's looking for? Seraphin rolls his eyes and crosses his arms.
You don't know? That's so. I'm thinking it's not my place to tell you.
I need to know what Seraphin's getting my crew into. Fine.
On to Karma Walk.
I said
then.
fair enough.
Well,
I don't want
something else
to
you
make
wanted?
Seraphin upset. We're looking for Benwith.
That rotten fuck what brought you to Fort Deadlight. Hope you're looking to rough him round a bit. Maybe dangle him over the bulwarks.
Ah, mushy neighborly duck blarg knot. Where can we find him?
Benwith blows into Deadlight. He mostly stays locked up in his quarters. A few whores in his bunk, and a whole mess of muscle outside his berth. He's so protected, you'd think he'd got flawless diamonds betwixt his legs, instead of the pair of sweat-wet, rotten figs he's got. Suppose the price of being a first-class arse like Benwith is living in fear of someone slitting your gizzard.
She huffs. What did Benwith do to upset you?
Bastard were playing the keys not 5 nights ago. I joined in, and me not even setting out a pail for coin, neither. He stops and tells the whole room that me voice was more harpy than siren. Of course, that sets everyone to laughing.
She scowls, her arms and shoulders hunched. Well...
Aye, that half-mast sack of soiled linens can't leave alone a chance to show off his talent at the harpsichord. He's got chops, I can't fault him that, but no manners to speak of.
She snorts. When does he play the harpsichord?
You think this be some big city cabaret type establishment? There's no schedule, mate. Benwith comes down when the party's loud enough to shake his sheets harder than the oars he keeps up there.
Okay. That's all I need to know.
Aye, mate, as you please.
So, if we get the party started...
welcome to enjoy the court's offerings, and that's all. Eat, gamble, fall on your face drunk. But don't go snooping for trouble.
Easy as Merkberry
Them
pie.
doors are locked for a reason. So piss off, eh?
Yeah, we will. I'm just doing the thing. I think it's the first time someone's actually responded to me picking a lock that I'm not supposed to. Okay, so trying to figure out what we should be doing to get him outside to get to come join the party.
Came to watch another round.
Yeah, I like to watch. What the fuck? He chokes, dropping the dice prematurely. They skitter across the cobblestones, then a cheer erupts from the gamblers as the dice settle on a sweeping win.
Show's over. Buy in or shove off.
Scowling, he snatches up the dice before reluctantly paying the winners. What just happened? So I'm trying to decide what to do here. Let's go plant this bomb, I guess, and see if we get... Or try to plant the bomb. I'm not sure if we have anyone with good sleight of hand. Or whatever we would need to plant the bomb undetected. Oh, hi, Theo. I'll be done soon. We're just gonna try and figure out this quest. Inspect the instrument. Okay. Rig a bomb. After glancing around to ensure no one's watching, in this room full of people, you place a bomb inside the harpsichord and rig one of the strings as a detonator. Okay. Great. Oh, we didn't talk to this guy. Person. Lady.
Be your finest loving pal.
Good night, Daimon. She hiccups into her fist, then pounds it into her chest to loose an impressive belch.
What says you, lass?
I'm looking for Benwith. Swipes grog from her mouth with the back of one hand.
Aye, you're likely to find him here from time to time. At the moment, he's staying up top at Aldi's private quarters.
Why is that?
Well, they're real nice.
At your pointed look, she shrugs.
Oh, you meant because the captain's second in command at Aldi's. When she's off plundering, it's him who runs the deadlight. Ben's locked down the inner halls and the upper ramparts. No one but his own crew's allowed within. He's temping the fort down because he doesn't want to get in trouble with Aldi's again. Last time, we might have got too rowdy.
She snickers into her cup.
But executing all those political prisoners sure was fun.
Jesus. Why is Benwith avoiding the fort's common areas?
He's brutal when he's sober and he's bloody mad when he drinks. So he's keeping to himself, I'd guess. Aldi's ain't a pushover, but she don't like Benny's increasing aggressiveness. If he gets out of hand again, she might hang him by his squishy bits from the bowsprit of his own ship.
The quest name is Blow the Man Down. That's correct. That's correct, Thursday. This is like the first quest you get when you leave the starting island. Which, granted, takes a while to get off the starting island. But when do you get your boat? Say I wanted to draw Benwith down here.
And why would you want to be doing that?
To talk.
That's what they all say. Think you're the first to want to slide a knife between Ben's ribs.
She shrugs.
It ain't no skin off my nose if you want to die. Ben loves him some good festivities. Blood or booze doesn't matter so long as it's flowing freely. That's why Aldi's is always having to rein him in. Long as it don't get too out of hand, the captain will probably join us rather than shutting things down. I know how to get us started, but you'll be doing the legwork. Seeing as I don't fancy a punishment should the captain get mad.
I'm really glad this pirate is here to tell me how to start a party. What do we need to get a ruckus started?
The more booze, the rowdier we Principe get. The better the booze, well, that's when the real fun starts. I happen to know. Deadlight's recently received a shipment of excellent Godkiller's rum. It's reserved for Aldi's private stock. Snatch us a barrel, will ya? They're outside on the eastern ramparts at the base of the crane. Careful, though. The stairs will be guarded by Benwith's own crew, and they're in a sour mood.
What will Benwith do if Eldis's rum is stolen for a party?
He'll savor and guzzle it with the rest of us. Then later find someone to blame.
How can I avoid the guards on the ramparts?
Most direct route to the ramparts is up the stairs by the eastern towers. Ancret's on post there. She's a bit of a gambler, likes a good bet, but loses more than she ought. I hear Snake Eyes got her for quite a lot of coin. Seems he's good at rigging, and I don't mean sales.
Alright.
I'm listening.
Okay, so that's what that is all about. She likes to gamble.
Nope. Came to watch another round.
You win most of these games you run, do you?
Oh, you wouldn't be implying there's more to it than my superb luck and skills.
With a chuckle, he pats the left pocket of his pants, a nervous gesture.
'Cause accusations such as that are likely to see you whipped and pickled, my mate. You're wanting to stir up trouble, but I know you got nothing on me. Sod off before I remove you. Came to watch another...
Okay. Do I need to go talk to her, or what do I need to do here to do this?
I can't ever forget your face. Yet you seem to have forgotten my warning.
I heard you owe Snake Eyes quite a debt.
Who told you that? Was it Condwin? That chunk of rotted hagfish. He ought to know when to keep his mouth shut. What did he say? Precisely.
He boasted of using a rigged die to cheat you.
Rotten wounds. It's that bloody fucking die of his. I knew it. I'll put a whinger through his nose holes. See what he says then. You're a dead one now.
Alright, have fun.
It doesn't sound like you come to settle your debt, so I've got a game to run if you don't mind.
You lubberly squid shit. I know about the rigged die.
What? What slammocky lies? I'm cleaner than a spit-shine culverin, don't make no doubt of that.
I've lost enough to you. To include my pride. I'm all in.
Wait, what? Oh, on this crane.
Aye.
Fuck.
Where do you think you're going? Come then. I'll see you out.
Whoops. Okay. I'm confused. Actually. How do we get... I'm confused. I didn't see like an interaction for the crane. Is the actual things on the thing? Because that doesn't seem great. Well, okay, what happens if we do this? Oh.
What the... Damn me and Andra's worthless son. Some unlucky sot of lang
While
for this one.
everyone's gawking, we ought to sneak upstairs.
God.
Oh, that nearly damn flattened me.
I'm not sure if this helps us. Ooh.
Captain Eye.
No.
Be spying them crates on that there crane cap. Then the casks of rum we be after. My fingers be fat and furry, swabbed and spun.
Oh, there we go.
You
Nope,
be
fuck.
right, screwed.
That's not what I wanted. Whoops. So we have the... Okay, we've got it. We just gotta leave now.
Aye, aye.
I can't ever forget your face. Yet you seem to have forgotten my warning. It's not that I don't trust you.
Ahoy.
So she just saw me come down the doors, or come down the stairs, and she's like, well, you should be going back the other way. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. That's totally what I should be doing. Bye.
Might that be my sweetest new crony, bringing me a fresh cask of bitter booze? I tell you, chum, we're mates by spirit, if not by ship.
The pirate whips her head around as you approach, swaying slightly on her feet.
What says you, lass?
Is this the right rum?
Only way to know for sure is to give it a taste, eh? Let's just have a quick swig. Burning blast my bones, yeah! This'll sink the festivities into deeper waters, all right? Drink up, Tars, to all better friendship. Hooray! Sluice the ivories and run freely the rum. How comes it? We're having an uproarious time.
You said Ben would be here. He's not.
Well, we're having a good time. Clearly the party's not wild enough yet. We need a bigger, wilder party if we want to whet Benwith's appetite. We get wild enough and you watch. Ben will even play us some tunes. That's his harpsichord over in the corner.
Let's turn this party hog wild.
Me and you, buddy old pal. We share the same soul, I think. What we need is some stew to match our spirits. But not just any stew. It has to be Cookie Maynard's specially spiced stew.
Elbowing you in the ribs, she winks exaggeratedly.
What I mean is, it's got a phantasmal kick to it. Cookie's kitchens are in the northern side of the dungeons, beyond the powder stores, right in the belly of our fort. The lower floor's locked down though, so sneaking past the guards might prove difficult. They like
Guards?
debauchery as much as the rest of us, so they might be inclined to leave their posts if they knew what a grand time we're having up here. I'm listening.
Certainly gotten lively.
Alright, so now we're going to go into the dungeons.
Brig be to the south.
We'll just go for a bit. No one will notice we're gone.
Yep, we won't notice you're gone. Ooh, Principe Cave. That's cool. Ooh, this place is very big.
I've got it.
Keep your weather eye open.
Easy as Merkberry pie. Now that's dealt with.
This is the armory. Okay, that's a way out, or a way to get in here, maybe. Oop. No, stop doing that. Click the thing. To the forge. Ooh. What's in the forge?
Not exactly my area of expertise.
Voices echo from below. Oh, there's a ship here. Interesting. Storage.
Ought to be a cinch. I've done it good and well.
Gunpowders. Cookie Mania.
Ahoy, done and done.
So that's where we gotta get, I assume. Ooh.
Ought to be a cinch. Now that's dealt with.
Like,
ahoy.
Oh, it's to the court. Where is that?
Do I hear a
Really?
scratching?
Poorly woman startles at your approach. She downswings her meat cleaver. She nearly catches her fingers. Glowering, she carefully resumes hacking what looks to be a slab of ribs.
Who are you? And what are you doing here? Only Benwith's crew has access to my kitchens. Not that I care, really. Speak up so I can hear you.
Give me a hogshead of stew.
It's about time they sent someone for it. It only keeps for a fortnight. Let me add the special ingredient.
The cook sips the dark powder into the soup, stirring it quickly before she dumps the cauldron into a waiting cask. She gives you a wink before rolling the barrel over. Sweet.
Will my eyes be open?
Hmm. That's cool. So there were guards down that way. Wait, were there? Yeah, there were. We didn't go this way. Oh, hello. Whoop, whoop.
My fingers be fat and furry, swapped and sparkling, Cap.
Okay. Seems like you could kind of cause a ruckus by, you know, like, basically releasing prisoners and shit, causing some, you know, like, that kind of problem.
Captain, aye, aye.
I want to go check out what's in the forge. Although, I guess if we do this, presumably Fort Deadlight opens. If we kill this guy. Probably. So let's just go up here. I don't know where this goes, actually. Whoop. Oh. Well, we're not really where we want to be,
Never met a lot. Now that's dealt with.
but fancy clothing.
Now what have we got here? I do believe I recognize these goddamn chests.
He kneels by the chest, running his paws across it.
By Andre's salty bosom. Romaro hold this chest from one end of the Deadfire to the other.
Any clues in there? He flips open the lid to reveal an empty chest. Seraphim doesn't seem disappointed over. He reaches in the chest and gropes about before being rewarded by a clicking sound. A false bottom slides out from the chest, containing a single folded piece of parchment. Seraphim swipes it out and holds it to his nose, inhaling deeply. Ah, yes, the scent of musty pirate notes.
No worse scents come out of chests like these, Captain. Trust you me.
He unfolds the letter, clears his throat, and begins to read.
Dear S. That'd be me. I knew you'd seek me out. Please abandon the trail here. I've fashioned this predicament for my own, and I not have you lock its weight round your own ankles. If you find yourself imperiled, seek Udina at Magic Water. She can help.
Seraphim falls silent, staring at the page for a while longer. You hear his breath catch, and he looks up, his expression carefully blank. Seems like there was more in that letter.
Aye, there'd be a word or two more, but nothing useful to us.
He folds the letter over. You don't have to tell me. It's between you and Romaro. Seraphim smiles faintly and nods. Do you know who Udina is?
I don't know Udina from Warmage, but Magic Waters I know like my own fucking name. When I were a wee lad fresh on the Sorcerer, Romaro would treat me to the luminous bathhouse at Nekitaka.
He grins as he gently closes Romaro's chest, a hand lingering upon the polished wood.
Oh, the water there shimmered like dawn on the open sea, and I, full flush with the poetic creativity of youth, called it Magic Waters. I know you don't owe me the favour, Captain, but if we could find our way to that bathhouse, I'd not hold it against you. Unless, and of course, you asked.
He winks.
For now, though, we've got plunder and pillage before us, aye?
What do you suppose that belly thing is?
Offerings to Skane hang from this shrine. Ooh. Sweet. Those stairs don't actually go anywhere?
Yourself a look at that, mate.
Whoop,
Sure.
whoop.
What do you need?
Captain? Captain? Ahoy!
I wonder where... Oh, that goes up to the top. Okay. Oh, there is a stairs. There's one showing up for some reason. Okay. What happens if we open this door? Let's just walk out here. Okay, we're fine. Woo!
Well, if it ain't my fond and feckless friend. Wait, no, I didn't mean that. My tongue gets a tad twisted when I'm too far into the cups. You'll have to pardon my lack of wits.
Her lips sheen from her drink when she lazily grins.
What says you, lass?
I have a special stew.
Hurrah, you! Things are all looking grand here.
She leans forward to sniff the steaming stew and nearly topples into the cask.
And they're about to get
I like that I'm sneaking around with a fucking, like, full-size cask.
Distribute the stew! Eat hearty, you bone-idle chums! Be merry and wild! I might be going cross-eyed. How many fingers am I holding up?
Oh. Here it is.
What's this I hear? Think you'll be having a fate without me?
To luck!
What was that zoom?
And a good captain, Brutal Ben.
Oh boy.
Oh, aye. You swabs want to hear me play, dear?
Play it loud and long, Ben. Aye. Show 'em how it's done.
Lend your ears for utter bliss. A sweeter sound.
Oh
you
my
never
god.
Is he? He's toast.
A toast to Brutal Ben and his
What a
blasted
day,
ends.
Let's tell the crew.
Oh, that's really good.
Black pox me? I never thought you could really get the better of Ben. I swear it. Bloody wounds. I'd be a dead woman if LDs ever find out what I did. Drub me fucking dry. Speaking of,
She blinks up at you as if trying to clear her sight.
don't suppose you're looking for another Sodom on that boat of yours?
Grab your stuff and claim a monk.
You mean like silver and such?
She blinks wetly.
Oh, like what can I do? Sure, I'm real good with
Wait, I
maths.
thought I said...
And not
Oh,
half bad
well,
with
maybe I
a
said
plate
something
neither.
else.
Might not look it. I can take a hit and keep punching.
Likely on account of being so full up of rum.
You're full of rum.
Right, good comeback, lass.
Oh, I said what do you have after me. Grab your stuff and claim a monk.
Really?
She blinks, then straightens, more or less, and salutes.
Sure about this, Cap. Word's always been that Mercury fell out the womb 3 sheets south.
Oh, stuff them sheets up your ballast hole, you sorry old furball.
Another boisterous drunkard. God, I'm starting to sound like a dare.
Aye, aye, Captain. See you aboard.
She winks, and with a hand holding her hat to her head, runs from the room. Oh my god, she's a sidekick. I assumed she was a crew member. She's a fucking sidekick. And her primary class is monk. Oh, is she a drunken brawler? No, she's not. I didn't know. I assumed they must have had a drunken brawler class, like monk subclass, but she's not. She's just a regular fucking monk. That's amazing. I don't know what monks should do. So, monks gain wounds when they get attacked, which they use to power their shit. So, probably the monk fighter is a good combination. I'm gonna guess. Shadow Dancer doesn't seem that good. Alright. Jesus, I cannot believe that.
Ahoy, aye aye.
Well, there's something else you...
Well, I thought you might be. Alright, we're gonna save here for tonight. That's a good place to stop. Finally. Running very late. We'll explore the rest of Deadlight next time, because I think we can go over it now. I'm hoping. Thanks to everyone who joined me tonight for Deadfire. I will not be here next week, next Monday, because that's Christmas Eve. I'll definitely be gone then. Let's see here. Go to the schedule. But I will be back tomorrow night with Dishonored 2. We are... What are we doing? Oh, we're breaking into the palace, or whatever. The Duke's palace. Gotta get rid of the Duke. Yeah, so that's fun. Yeah, this is the rest of the schedule. This is also below the stream. You can, well, yeah, like I said, so I'll probably be gone starting Saturday, but the rest of this week we'll have Dishonored, should have Far Cry and Waking Mars. Yeah, you can follow me for notifications when I go live. You can sub for Emits My Cats. We had Dio on for a little bit tonight before he left. So thank you guys for hanging out and chatting. I have a lot of fun doing this. I hope you have fun, and I hope you join me again in the future. Good night.
So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. It's been great to play and sing together in the box, and now it's time to say goodbye. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. Goodbye for now, until we meet